Welcome once again, my friends, to
Ultimate Alchemy.
where today I'm going to be going hardcore into Botania, if it can be achieved. And for that to happen, I must thank CellPro, one of our patrons who's supporting the Mischief. Much appreciation, CellPro. Anyway, let's get into this. So, I feel I should also mention that I believe next episode, there will be at least one more episode. I'll be doing some base tours. There aren't a ton of bases on here. There's at least, I think, 3 others that are worth a view, maybe 4. I didn't go to all of them. I think that there's at least 4, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe 5. But anyway, I really want to try and get this little thing here set up that I have in mind. And for that to happen, I need to get going in Botania. So, got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, last time we got the fertilizer, which has been great. Got all the different seeds and items that I could grow. As you can see, we've got a little farm going over here, more for decoration than anything else. But if I need to, I can always replenish these things. I also took, actually it's in there. Oh, right, I forgot. Let's change my game mode to survival, because I just downloaded this world. It is no longer on our servers. I had it set in creative mode just so I could quickly teleport myself back and forth to the different bases and check things out. I was not spawning things in. There's no point in that, really. But I did plant this over here as well. So I've got sugar canes set up so that they can hopefully grow a little bit. I can always, I suppose, just take an acceleration wand and just kind of do this. And then grab one, and I've got an extra. Should I need it? There we go. No, there's actually one in there. But yeah, I'm gonna go with my basic setup. And I did have a comment or two in here that the problem wasn't with the Petal Apothecary. In fact, I'm gonna. Oh, where'd my bucket go? Let's grab the bucket, pick that back up, and I'm gonna try what was suggested to me, and it's a setting for the user, actually, that I was having a problem with. And I've got some of these here, so let's try that. I can actually put this here. That works perfectly. And then I can put this there. And hopefully, it's not generic click, not place block, but maybe use item on block. Maybe will work. Always on. Should work. But I guess not. Activate block with item. There we go. That's it right there. So I'm curious, if I put something like a seed in there. Oh, actually, I can't put a seed in there. I just realized that's the final part of the recipe. Let's take a red petal. Let's take 2 of them. Toss one in. Oh no! Did it keep the petal? Yeah, the petal's still in there. That's just really awkward. And for me to get it back, yeah. Okay, so maybe I turn this redstone on, and then I try setting that up with like a button or something. I think. Do I have a piece of cobble in here? I don't know if that'll actually work or not. We'll find out as we go. But I'm not going to really spend any more time on it than I really need to at this point. So there. Nope. It has to be smooth stone. There we go. Make a button that I can put on here, and hopefully just trigger once when I need to, and I guess we'll see, because it's not actually taking from below at this point. Yeah. So I was hoping that it would recycle on this thing. Let's get this going. I need to make some mana producing flowers. So in order to do that, and I keep saying so, Botania, we'll get the Lexica Botania going, which I think just requires some kind of sapling and a book. Now, I could go other routes with this, but I think I'm just going to keep it simple. I've got paper, and I believe I've got a tinker station set up on the back here. I do, which then has some blank patterns that I can use, and I think I can use that to make a book. Yeah, 3 of those, 2 blank patterns and some string, which I also have string from all the vines that I think I've got, which, yeah, I've got them over there, but I think I've already got some here. I need 1 more. Crud, I don't have a pair of shears. Now I do. There we go. Now I can get a little bit more string from that. Put that away. Craft this up. String. get. I probably just realized now. Yeah, I thought so. I've got string in there already. Anyway, let's make this book. There. Done. And now I've got even more string in there. And for that, I can then therefore use... I don't have any saplings over here. Let's go over here where I've got saplings. I should have... Yeah, I've got almost 2,000 in there, so that should work. And then I just put these two together. And I get a Lexica Botania. And that is going to help us out a little bit with looking up recipes and stuff. A little bit easier than JEI. It's a really cool book, if you haven't already read it. And the first time you get in, it goes through a whole bunch of information, shall we say. And if you want, you choose the video here, you'll go to my video. That's right. Vasky asked me to do a little video going over the guides in here. And yeah, it's pretty darn good. That Vasky asked me, not the video. Well, the video's going to be at least decent. Anyway, let's get into this. I've got this here. We're going to want to start with Welcome to Botania. Yeah, that's great. I already know what I want. I've made a petal apothecary. I'm going to be looking for specific flowers. And in that, we're going to want generating flora. In this case, endoflame, because that's going to be the easiest to work with the resources that I have. There's going to be a couple of brown, one red, and one light gray petal. Or, of course, mushroom if you have it in this case. There's that. I currently have red in there already. Oh, shoot. There we go. Yes, you can just shift right-click and take it back out. And I think the other ones were brown, was it? Let's try that. Just toss them in. And then I need a seed. Any seed will do, but I've got a bunch of these. There we go. And I've got an endoflame, which is great. But that's not really going to do me too much until I get a little bit of some more botanical items. Namely, a pure daisy. Now, I could look it up in here, you know, and do it this way. Pure daisy tells me I just need 4 of the white petals. Or you can use the book, and you can look it up in here. Once you've, like, chosen in here, then you can, like, start typing, and it'll tell you if it's in that chapter or not. It doesn't go through the entire thing. Otherwise, you can go into the index, and that pretty much works. And then it can show you all the details about it, as well as pictures and whatnot. So you can always go multiple ways with that one. But let's do 4 of those. And then I've got... Let's get rid of this red one. It's bugging me. And then I can toss in more seeds. And that gives me the pure daisy. Now, what this allows one to do is start planting down wood or stone, smooth stone in this case, and regular wood in that case, to make the botanical equivalents of each. So in this case, I'm going to need at least 5 stone for the beginning crafting recipe of a mana pool. It's been a long time, actually, since I've done any Botania, so I'm feeling a bit rusty. And yes, this will take some time. Actually, I just realized, does it work on the flower? It does work on the flower. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fantastic. Now that I'm no longer on a server, maybe I could actually set that up with an automation. But for now, let's just dig these up and put together our next item. And usually it's easier to just put down like a bunch of like stone underneath or something like that. Then you can just click with like a builder's wand. In this case, there's one with Extra Utilities 2 or Better Builder's Wands. You just right click and it will place similar block on top of that instantly that is already in your inventory. So that's definitely a thing that you could do. But for now, I'm just going to be doing it by hand because I don't think that this is going to be a permanent spot. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I will need more wood. For now, though, let's get this living wood. I think 2 of those will make me a living wood twig. I'm going to need another one. So let's get this speeded up. Boom. Okay. That should do it. All right. And then I think with those 2, I've got that. Oh, I just realized I'm going to need some petals. Let's go with cyan and lime green. That sounds fantastic. I love the color variation. I think I need 3 of these. That's right, I forgot. There we go, and I should be able to now place those on either side. Yep, there we go, Wand of the Forest. Excellent. And that's going to definitely help things out a lot. In fact, I also need to take the living rock and make a regular mana pool. And we're going to put that down, as well as we're going to need a bunch of wood for making mana spreaders, which are going to be needed in order to, well, distribute mana, of course. Alright, so I've got a little bit of materials, not much, and I've got more on the way placed on my mana pool, but I am going to need to actually craft that mana spreader I was talking about. If I'm not mistaken, I think... Oh, I'm going to be short 1 gold ingot, which I brought over just a moment ago. There we go, and it's either this way or the other. It's the other. There we go, 1 mana spreader. And this will take mana and distribute it into a mana pool. Now, it used to be this would just automatically go into the mana pool if it was aiming at it. Currently, it's best if you shift right click and shift right click into its destination. Otherwise, as you saw before, it would actually shoot past it. Like the mana pool got shrunk 1 pixel or something in its boundary box, so therefore it no longer will break into it. But we will need more endoflames, and they will need to be bound to this in order to find out if they are. You can look, and yep, it is currently bound to this one because it's highlighted. Yep, that's pretty much the basics of it. Now, I will need an automatic coal-producing setup. so that these can get fed. And preferably, I would like to also have that coal or charcoal compacted. Let's see if charcoal can be... It can. Block of charcoal. Excellent. Now, I could use compacting drawers, but I have issues with compacting drawers and, well, just in general, because they tend to create items and constantly will keep compacting things when there's weird interactions. So I'm not even going to bother with those. I am instead going to use the regular mechanical crafters, which I don't think I have any in my inventory. Let me get some. There we go. I've got some in my inventory now. And I am going to need a way of making charcoal. Well, guess what? That's probably just going to be something as simple as getting a barrel of this and just having it fed into something. And I will need some furnaces making these. So let's get... I could just steal those. But instead, let's make some fresh ones and not bother touching some of the other stuff. Alright, and in this case, I'm actually not going to be using the your standard piping stuff. I realize I could use item conduits and stuff because I have like over 200 of those ingots now and plenty of the full box of those. But I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go with a bunch of item translocators right now, just because I think that's going to be, well, effective. I've got a bunch of these. I don't think I'm going to need 16, but you never know. Now to set this up so that it actually will have enough to work right. Now I am going to need to have these working so that I can pipe out the bottom of them to have this stuff dropped properly. So I will need at least to have this kind of up 1 block. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so I've got a little bit of a setup going on here, but I ran out of item translocators, so I figured I would just make a bunch more and then come back and show you what I've got going on. This is pretty much a crazy looking machine at the moment. I have a whole bunch of item translocators underneath and on the sides of these. This is basically feeding the input, and then it's also going to be feeding the fuel so that these are all burning as well. I just need to get some on the insides of all these and then set them all up for where they all aim, and then we should be good to go. I think it's just a few more. There, and there. Now, to set all these to input, and then these should all fill up very easily and give me a very good energy source of mana. I mean, it's not instantaneous. I still need to set up some other stuff, but it's a good beginning. So let's get these smelting. And hopefully I've got enough here. I don't need to actually increase the speed or anything. I imagine this is going to be efficient as it is. Oops. 1, 2, 2 more. There we go. So now I've got all these furnaces. It looks like there's 6, 7, there's 14 of them running right now. And I have this little guy here that's going to be overloaded, so I am going to need more endoflames. But I also need a mechanic that is going to take the inputs from these and start making use of it. So I guess I need a crate. So, which is from, of course, of all things, Botania. An open crate, I think is what it's called. And then I can use that to make a better dropper as it is. So let's see if I can make one of those. I think it's actually the planked versions. It is. So let me grab those, do a couple. There we go. And then I should be able to just make an upside down U. There we go, like pants. And I get an open crate. I do need a little bit of redstone for this to work as intended. Not a lot, but I will take a stack's worth just because it's easier to grab a bunch than it is one at a time. And what I'm going to want to do is have it so that this drops it onto a pressure plate, which I think I've got a little bit of wood left over. And I can make a little bit of wood pressure plate here. And then I can have this on top, which works out perfectly. And then I just need to have a redstone... Oh boy, I'm going to need a redstone signal that is going to be creating if I get a hopper. So let me go get... I think a hopper will do because I'm going to be using... You know, I could probably use item translocator, but I do need to pipe all this stuff out, which I think I'm going to use the new item conduits. Oh my goodness. So let's just grab a little bit of these. I don't think I need a lot. There we go. That should be enough to make a decent amount of item conduits from Ender.io. Lovely. No? Oh, that's right. It's just the nuggets. Oh, I was being a little bit too crazy there. So let's turn all those into nuggets. And then I could potentially do this with my other crafting situation. There we go. Oh, okay. That's more than enough, I think. You know, I should probably grab a little bit more. There we go. Now I've got 32. That sounds like it'll be a little bit better. Then I can connect all these to the bottoms of these and have them output... Oh, I need to get rid of this torch. Into the open crate. Okay, so either way, I took the easy way out. I'm cheating it. In a way. There's much simpler ways that I could have done this. I'm curious what you guys have for suggestions on how to just use conduits to accomplish this task. But I do feel that I need to have a little something going on here. And that is, I'm going to need some kind of drawer set up right here. Can I get on the side? I think I can. Let's put it there. That should still work. And then I can put the this on the side there. And then I can have all this go in. Change this to insert. And that should just fill that up. I realize that it's a quadra drawer, but I'm not really that bothered. It doesn't really matter that much. But if we turn this off, I can then have it start making charcoal blocks. There we go. Put that in the input. And then that can be piped up and into here from that. So let's actually do exactly that. I'm going to need to have this go up, over, and in. Then I just need to have this insert, not extract. This needs to extract. It is, and then I just need to turn that off. There we go. That should put those in. That's all charcoal at the moment. Oh, right. Extract. I always forget to turn that off. Doesn't really matter, though. I can just put the charcoal in the input. That should make some more. Cool. And then that's constantly getting a feed, and then it's going to be dropping, there we go, charcoal blocks in there, which I can then have those ones go in as well. And as soon as this one gets used up, then the rest will start being used. In the meantime, let's see if I can grab the rest of these and get them reused before they all despawn. Okay, it's a messy setup. I will admit, it is a very messy setup. But it is a setup nonetheless that is going to be getting me mana. And I do need more endoflames. So brown, 2 brown to every 1 red and 1 gray, or light gray. So let me get a whole bunch of those. And yes, I realize that all I really need to do is actually just hold down right click. I was sneak right clicking before because I was afraid of falling off the edge. I don't know why. I mean, I can fly, so why should I be worried about that, right? And now to make a whole bunch more. Shouldn't be too bad. Just need to kind of dump this in and just right click and toss a seed. Good to go. There we go. I've got a bunch more endo flames. That should get me going for a little bit at least. I can just have all these kind of dotted around here just to keep things going. That should be pretty good. How many? There we go. That's 11 right now, and I think that's more than what this thing can handle. If I grab my wand, then I can just right-click and see that it's actually keeping up. It's a constant flow, but it's doing the thing. Once all these ones are fed, that could be a problem. I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, it's still keeping up. I'm rather impressed with that. Okay, cool. Cool. Things that I realize I'm going to need over here are going to be just some general materials. So let's put down this, that, just so I can click these whenever I need them. And therefore I can have like 8 of these set up. Obviously, I can automate this with something like refined storage, and I can have like placing these and then voiding them off when they change into another block and so on. But I figured I'll just do this in between while I'm working on what I'm going to work on next. Alright, so we've got a little bit of mana production going, which is actually a really good thing. Now we can move on to actually looking into perhaps using some of that mana for something, which we will need it to make Terra Steel, basically. We're going to need Terra Steel so that we can make the Elven Gateway portal. But that requires a terrestrial agglomeration plate, which requires one of each of these different runes, which can be very challenging. Also, a bunch of lapis and mana steel, which, yeah, that's going to be a thing too. I don't think that that's something that I will be able to accomplish today, because lapis, as I understand it, is not an easy thing to come by. But I think that's something that we'll have to leave for another time. Perhaps, at least not this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed just a little bit of a touch of getting into some Botania. I realize that this isn't too far into it. I mean, I'm just throwing a bunch of charcoal at an automated system to get me a bunch of mana in a single pool. I don't even have any sparks going on. I don't have my progress into an Elven Gateway, anything like that. It looks like it's starting to rain in this world here. If you did hear anything in the background while I was recording this, there's a severe windstorm going on outside. So hey, I made it. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Please be sure to stick around for future episodes of this and other Let's Plays on the channel, as well as feel free to check us out on Twitch. I've been posting these videos up, well, most of our videos up around 8 p.m. UK time, and therefore if you just go a couple hours after that is when we go live on Twitch. You can feel free to check us out at that point. We'll see you there. Anyway, don't be afraid to give a follow, a sub. Anything that kind of helps out the channel is much appreciated. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.